so here we go. It is Monday night at 6:30. Thank you very much, everybody that showed up. I really appreciate it. We're going to talk about detoxification. We're going to talk about natural healing, and really the best way, the only way I know for true natural healing is detoxification of the lymphatic system. And the lymph system, as you know, if you've listened to me, is the body's sewer system. It's where all your roughly 100 trillion cells all eliminate their cellular waste. So it's super important, very underrated in the medical industry. It's where we focus. I was trained by Dr. Robert Morse in this, who's been doing this for 47 years, highly regarded naturopathic doctor. And he has taught me so much. Right now in Florida, there's 125 people that he's teaching right now. These are going to be future detoxification specialists. So the world really needs these people. If you guys have any interest in this, get a hold of me and I'll tell you how you can get trained. It's really very, very simple. A lot of little nuances to learn, but you can get on the path right away and help yourself and help others. So they'll be there for 5 straight days, and I guess his last day is going to be all spirituality, which should be really neat. So anyways, just wishing them all well out there. So Marv Stark from Oklahoma has signed on. Hi Marv, Karen J's here, Sonia's here. All right, we're starting to fill up. This is great. I always start off the broadcast by talking a little bit about some things that happened to me. I did have a cheat day. My daughter lives up in Santa Barbara, and I live in Ventura, which is about a half hour away. She goes to school up there. Anyways, we get together and we do our dog swap. And Bitsy's right here, by the way. Hi, say hi. Anyways, we do our dog swap. And so I decided to have a veggie burger. And I don't eat a lot of cooked food, but I figured, it's going to be a veggie burger. I'm just going to have half of it, and I'll be fine. Well, we got to talking and all that, and it really tasted good. So anyways, I ate the whole thing. And about a half hour, 45 minutes later, I felt my neck really starting to tighten up. And then I got a headache. I got a very dull sensation in my brain. Got very tired, lethargic. It really took me about 24 hours to feel better again. And I'm not saying that veggie burgers are horrible and all that kind of stuff, don't get me wrong. But what happens is when you do eat a lot of fruit, you really cleanse your body real deeply, so you can't tolerate cooked foods as easily as you could, especially grains like that. And that was a heavy load of grains, which I'm not really used to eating. So it just reminded me how energetic and how highly electrical the fruit really truly is. And if you guys haven't tried this, try going on all fruit, or at least 80% fruit for a few weeks, even if you're not trying to get well. Just something to do and see how you feel. And then when you try to go back, see how you feel, and you're going to know the power of this. So don't take my word for it. Do it yourself. Experiential knowledge is really the best, because you can know for yourself if this is truth or if it isn't. So also have some good news. Next Monday night, I'm going to be joined by Steve Factor. He's another detox coach, really well known. He's also a raw food chef. And him and I are talking about opening up a Dr. Morse office, a satellite office here on the West Coast. So he'll be coming on next Monday night to talk about that and to hang out with me, and we're going to answer questions together. It's going to be really great. We'll get his perspective on things and mine, and hopefully we can bounce off each other and give you guys really great answers. So next Monday night, right here, Steve Factor and Bitsy and myself will be on the couch. All right, so we look forward to seeing you here. Dr. Morse released a couple videos this week. He's really had been preparing last week for his for his class, but he's kind of backing off a lot. He's not really retired, but he's not really writing protocols anymore and seeing clients. Maybe a few here and there, but he's really focusing on teaching and building up this community and really building up the sort of army, the spiritual fruit warrior army, to really counteract the misinformation, the outright suppression of information, and I believe suppression of natural health to the people. So he's really trying to build an organization here and all that. But anyways, he released a video, number 362, if you get a chance to see it. He mentions a guy who wrote in and had leukemia, went on this program and got rid of it in 8 weeks on fruit and herbs. Okay, so another fantastic testimonial here. You can hear that on number 362. You know, I really like this website. If you haven't been to it, it's called Natural News, and it's a guy named Mike Adams. He calls himself the Health Ranger, Mike Adams. He's a really you know, prolific writer and puts out a lot of articles, and you know, he very much tries to put out the truth here. Really goes after the vaccine industry, not so much anti-vaccine, but wants safe vaccines and wants to keep these guys on their toes. You know, the vaccine makers have almost complete immunity. They do have a secret vaccine court where they do award some damages to people. They don't want you to really know about that too much, but you know, so he exposes a lot of things like that. But he had an article on there, and there was a study out of England, the University of Manchester, and they went back and they did some forensics on mummies in Egypt, and they also went back and looked at literature, you know, things that were written down. And their report says that there was almost no cancers back then. I mean, it was super, super rare. And their thing is that there's nothing in the natural environment that can cause cancer, so it has to be a man-made disease down to pollution and changes in our diet and lifestyle. So it's an interesting perspective. You know, my perspective on it, of course, is that you know, a lot of the cancers are an acidic condition in the body, and that is really it can be from environmental toxins for sure, but really mostly it's putting in the wrong foods in the body. It's putting in acid forming foods instead of alkalizing foods in the body, which gums up your lymph system, clogs it up, slows it down, makes it thick, makes it acidic, toxic, and becomes a breeding ground for all kinds of critters, viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites, and acids that are all linked to cancer, so-called cancer. I don't believe in diseases. I think they're just names for symptomology that are fabricated by this gigantic, you know, money-making operation. And so that's it. You know, the thing about corporations is I know they've been called a person in law and all that stuff. I don't really know much about that, but look, they're an entity. They're not a human entity. They kind of take on a character of themselves, which is let's go after the bottom line. Let's give enough of something like life extension or whatever. Let's say you have cancer and you go get the treatments, you can extend your life a few years, 5, 10 years, whatever. But if we cure it, then we're not going to have as much revenue. So it's a balance between giving treatment and keeping the customer. That's just the way that it works. You know, there's a balance there. You have to do something, but then again, you can't do too much. So anyways, I guess the point I'm trying to make is don't put your faith in any institutions. They're not your friend, okay? You have to take your own power back. You are the one who's responsible for this body, operating this body at the highest maximum potential, and also not having to suffer. You know, a lot of people say, well, I'd love to change my diet, but I can't get around to doing it. Well, you know, I say enjoy your suffering then. You know, you've chosen to suffer, okay, if you know this information. So by putting in the right chemistry into the body, which is fruit, you know, we're frutarians, and some leafy tender greens, but we're frutarians. So by putting in the right chemistry back in the body, you're going to thrive, and you will see quickly the results of this if you try what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go to a couple of questions here. I've got some questions loading up online too. About let's just blast through a couple of these. I'm going to try and go faster. We got a lot of questions. Irina Z asks, anybody tried wheatgrass to help kidney filtration? Wheatgrass for kidney filtration. Haven't tried that, haven't heard anybody have success with wheatgrass kidney filtration. We tend to focus on the, to get kidney filtration on the highly astringent fruits like your lemons, your limes, your watermelon, and your citruses, and not on the vegetable kingdom. So it's kind of out of our range here. And Dr. Morse's position on wheatgrass is that alfalfa grass is much better to juice. But you know, this is for people that have already gone through their detoxification and are now in the rebuilding stage. You know, maybe they want to gain some muscle mass, things like that. And that's where the wheatgrasses and especially the alfalfa would do there. Okay. Health Reactor writes in, do Dr. Morse's tinctures contain alcohol? Yes, a lot of his tinctures do contain alcohol. He does have some glycerin ones for people that are very sensitive to alcohol or don't want any alcohol in their tinctures at all. A lot of the formulas are available in glycerin. I understand that glycerin is not as powerful as for pulling the constituents out of the herbs, but it's good. So yeah, you can look on his website or my website and see which ones contain the glycerin. Okay. Here's an interesting question, and this is funny. I've ran into this a lot in the last week. Two people came up, or just in my interactions. Have you heard about Morgellons? You know, and Morgellons is this thing that people claim that there's little kind of you know, fibers or worms that come out of their skin, and they seem to be almost non-human. I looked it up. Wikipedia says it's a delusion. These people are delusional. They're having some kind of a psychiatric problem, you know. But Joni Mitchell says she has it. You know, it says her body is producing fibers of various colors that protrude out through the skin that are not animal, vegetable, or mineral. You know, she gets a crawling sensation under her skin. The thing is, you know, if there's not much research done by the medical community, they'll tend to just say it doesn't exist and you're crazy. They've done that with, you know, chronic fatigue syndrome and Lyme and all kinds of things like that. Although I don't believe those are diseases either. They're symptoms of issues of a lymphatic constipation causing, you know, a culturing medium problem. In other words, you're so dirty that critters are festering inside of you, and you need to clean that out. It's like having a still water. You know, you have a divot in your backyard and it fills up with water at a rainstorm, and all of a sudden within a week there's all kinds of things growing in. It's the same thing with the body. You know, the lymph is a slow-moving river that needs to flow. If it stops flowing, then it becomes a stagnant cesspool. So this is what I think Morgellons could be. It could be, you know, that issue. It could be a parasitic issue like that. You know, interdimensional beings, you know, I don't know, you know, I mean, stranger things have happened. So anyways, my take on it would be detoxification. You know, what else is there? Let's detox this out, not provide a home for anything that isn't supposed to be there. You know, the lymph system has all these, it's your main immune system. It has all these lymphocytes and T cells and macrophages and natural killer cells, all these wonderful cells that know how to get rid of stuff that is not supposed to be there. And it is a tough test. I mean, if cells are just a little bit off, they are dealt with quickly in a healthy immune system. Okay? So to pass the test, you got to be a really good cell, a good acting cell. So let's keep that strong. Let's keep that let's keep that slow moving river flowing by putting in the right chemistry. Okay? We're going to need some help in the beginning, though. We're going to need the help of the plant kingdom. We're going to need the help of the herbs in order to unblock these things that we've put in the body. Okay? We're going to need the strength. We're going to need to call in the forces of the plant kingdom in order to really, you know, unclog and get these cesspools cleared out. But after that, you can operate on high fruit, and you're going to thrive, and you know, you're going to keep going. Look at the juicers. You know, look at Jack LaLanne. Look at Jay Cordish and these guys. You know, I mean, the juicers rule. Anyway, so that's my take on that. So yeah, clean up the culturing medium, and Morgellons. Hey, if people are suffering of something and they have these symptoms, let's help them out. We don't need to pass judgment on them. Okay. All right, so let's go live here to some questions here and see if we can help you guys here on the live form. I got tons more on this side here. So okay, here we go. Everybody's just saying hi here. Okay, all right. So It looks like our community's like shaking hands right there. Hi from Arizona. We have people from all over the world. This is great. Okay, so everybody's just saying hi. Okay. All right, hi everybody. Oh, we have from Illinois too. Okay, all right. Okay. I had humus. I had hummus. I'm sorry. I had hummus. This is Becky T. She had hummus after almost a week on pure fruits. I felt so tired. I was in bed by 7. Absolutely. You know, fruit is such. It just makes your consciousness so alive that when you do eat some cooked things, it just takes you down to levels you're not used to. And you can have this tiredness and this lethargy that really hits you. And I can remember, you know, when I was married and a you know, an anything-ivore, really. I used to come home from work, and my wife loved to throw dinner parties, you know, and so, you know, we'd have you know, the hors d'oeuvres and the salad with the bread and then some pasta, whatever. Man, I'll tell you, you know, by the time I was done eating, I mean, you know, the guys just went into the living room and were on the couch, you know, and unbuttoning a button and rubbing our bellies. It's just horrible. You know, it just really had no life left. I mean, the party was over after dinner, really. And, you know, so anyways, yeah, I know what you feel. It really does. Yeah, when you're on fruit, you're going to want to have a salad or maybe some steamed veggies at night just to slow yourself down, really. You'll be that energized, and you'll want to slow yourself down a little bit so you can get some rest. Okay, Mark question, what are your thoughts on dry fasting? You know, I'm starting to become a friend of dry fasting. I've kind of deflected a lot of questions on dry fasting on this website. But, you know, Hildy is doing these short little 1-2 day dry fasts and getting good kidney filtration. Dr. Morse on that video that one I just told you guys about was saying that a guy was having trouble with kidney filtration, went on a 5-day dry fast, and just got tons of sediment out on that dry fast. And he, like a lot of men, you know, in their 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, and up, have just an inflamed prostate, just from all these toxins we've taken in, you know. And he went from getting up to pee 4 or 5 times a night just to peeing once after that 5-day dry fast. So I think it's something to look into, you guys, especially if you're having trouble getting kidney filtration. I'm not an expert on dry fasting. I think a 1 or 2 day dry fast is not going to hurt anybody. 5 days, you know, you might need to do a little research. Look into Lauren Lockman. He's got a YouTube channel. He's a fasting expert. And yeah, I'll try to get more adept on that. But I'm starting to become a fan, you guys. And yeah, Dr. Morse is talking more about dry fasting as well. Okay, Heather. Heather Upson, glad I'm not the only one here. Sonia, okay, all right. Oh dear, Mike Adams. Now I thought he was I thought he was controlled opposition. S is saying that. I don't think so. You know, I've listened to Mike Adams. I think he's a truth teller. You know, he goes up against Big Pharma, Monsanto. You know, the GMO. He's anti-GMO. All that. You know, give me some specifics. Let's talk about that. You know, yeah, he's not. I haven't seen him shill anything, to be honest with you. You know, so yeah, let me know about that. Yes, I'm always open. You know, we cannot hold anybody in the highest of regard where they become unquestionable. Even Dr. Morse. You know, as much as I love him, let's always open ourselves up to the fact that you know, maybe they have you know, could use some different perspectives of information, or maybe their information is a bit wrong or outdated, things like that. So hold me responsible too. I mean, that's how we do this. Okay, no one is above I think they call it reproach. So okay, what is it, Sonia, what is a tropical oh, I'm sorry, a typical day's diet for you? Okay, so I wake up and I am fruit, and I love smoothies, you know. I start with citrus. I get a hold of organic oranges when I can, and I fresh juice those right in the morning. I'll take 2 of them, 3 of them if they're not super juicy, and I'll make the base for my smoothie, and then I will add, on my first smoothie, I add just berries, you know, citrus and berries, and nothing else. On my second smoothie, I might add a little banana, Okay, depending how hungry I am. If I want to really like feel like I'm full, I'll add a little bit of banana in there. I know that's a no-no on the mixing chart, but I just add a little bit in there just to thicken it up. And you know, in between smoothies, I might have a banana too, depending on how hungry I am. And on the second or maybe on the third, a lot of times I don't get to my third smoothie until the afternoon. I might add a little bit of Vitamineral Green. It's a green powder that's all raw. It's got amazing things in there. It catches all the minerals and a lot of nutrients, just in case, you know, we're you know, what they say, the soils are not super nutrient anymore or whatever. I just add a little bit of that and maybe a teaspoon, just to do that. And probably not even necessary, but I do it anyways. And you know, a lot of people talk about hybridized fruit not being as nutritious and all that. Dr. Morse really doesn't prescribe to that. He says he gets you know, stage 4 cancer, so-called cancer patients on the road to Wellville with Walmart grapes. So you know, of course, veggie wash those grapes. Veggie wash all grapes, by the way, even if they're organic. But that's pretty much it. And then I'll move, this is, by the way, this is when I'm not detoxing. So then I'll move into salads. I'm not really a big green drink guy because I hate cleaning that darn juicer. So I'll move into salads, or I might take I get these rice tortillas at Trader Joe's, and I'll chop up a bunch of lettuce and put some tomatoes and other things on there. And then, you know, I'll have a wrap with avocado, things like that, or a salad. Sometimes I'll do a baked sweet potato. I like those if it's a cold night. And I make a sweet potato soup with turmeric and ginger and curry in that. It's kind of my anti-inflammatory soup. And you know, when Steve Factor comes on next week, he thinks soups are the new smoothie or the new green drink. You know, so he makes raw soups that he says, "Oh, just put them out in the sun to heat them up." You know, anything over 118 degrees is not considered raw anymore. So yeah, we can ask him about his raw soups that he makes. And yeah, he's a great chef. He was trained at one of the best raw culinary institutes there is, and he's going to start to do some broadcasts, cooking shows, and he wants to get picked up, you know, as a raw, not even a cooking show, a food preparation guy. So anyway, so Steve will be here next week to talk about that. Okay, all right. All right. So hope that answers your question, Sonia. Yeah, Janie, yes, I think Mike Adams is a truth teller too. Yeah, I do too. I truly do. I really admire him. Yeah. Go to his site naturalnews.com and see for yourself. I mean, you might have a different opinion, but yeah, I think he's good. I don't know where he stands on the supplements. You know, I'm not a big fan of supplements. We like whole food chemistry. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. You know, we don't want to pull out just little constituents of things. We want the whole thing, because, you know, Mother Nature created it in a balanced, holistic way for us, you know, as a perfect food for us. And so we don't want to mess with that. The least we can doctor things, the least we can manipulate things, the better. In other words, just by cooking food, you're flipping the chemistry on it. Okay. Anytime you do anything to it, and there's a lot of people, purists, that really think that even smoothies are not the way to go. They'd rather have the whole fruit, and there's a case for that too, for sure. You know, should I be eating those whole oranges instead of juicing them in the morning? You know, I kind of meet them halfway, and I'll take the pulp out of the juicer. I just have one of those Cuisinart, you know, spinning things. I put the half orange on top of it, and there's a lot of pulp. I actually pull the pulp out and put it back in the smoothie, just so I have all the pulp there, just for the fiber and for the holistic nature of it. Okay, so yeah, so the least we can doctor things, the better. And yeah, we don't need all this isolated chemistry. Okay, so Becky, I check my urine every day for filtration. I see small particles floating, but some not so small. That's great. Okay, I feel like I'm so close to true filtration. I think I should dry fast. I'm dying to see a nice thick lymph. Yeah, when you guys get that big blast out, you know, you're just gonna jump for joy. I take pictures of mine. I'm so elated, you know. I mean, when you really unload, you'll unload, and it's just thick and, you know, and just looks like yogurt almost. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's all just thick lymph that had to get out of the body. But let us know how you do on the dry fast. It's wonderful. Marv, what are your thoughts on GCMAF? And thank you for all your time invested. You're welcome. I don't know what GCMAF is. Give me the spelling of the acronym here. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to learn what this is. Okay. Okay. Becky, what's your diet during detox? Do you just eat one type of fruit all the time? You know, I have done those. I have done, the monofruits are the most powerful. If you've got cancer, so-called cancer, if you've got neurological things, MS, Parkinson, things like that, you know, these serious things, mono fruit, yeah, especially a grape fast, mono grape is the way to go. That's going to be your most healing, your most energizing, your most neurologically rebuilding. It is, you know, the Maha, which means the king, you know, the highest of the high of all the detoxification protocols as far as the food. So yeah, I have done those. You know, when I go into detox, I just stick with you know, 100% fruit, and I try to stay high on the astringent fruits, which are going to be your citruses, of course, your watermelons, your grapes, and you know, and then have some apples and a lot of the berries, all that kind of stuff. You know, staying away from the more sweet fruits like your bananas, your dates, things like that. So yeah, staying high astringent and the acid subacid categories. I have that all broken down on my video, which is called How to Do a Deep Detox Using Fruit. Incidentally, you know, YouTube is messing with the numbers on that. I have some people that have reposted. That's a public domain video, by the way. Anybody can post that. You guys can all post it on your website, put it anywhere, make DVDs of it. I don't care. Put it out everywhere. This is a gift to everybody, okay? And there's one guy, and he's gotten, you know, I looked at his site. It had 75,000 views, but they're only giving me credit for I think 30 or 40,000 views on my site. And his site links back to mine, so I should be getting that count, but I'm not getting the count. So, you know, YouTube does play tricks with things they don't really want to get out there. So, anyways, my count's low. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you know what? There's some funny business going on with some of these large corporations suppressing information, and that's just a fact. And I think we can all come up with examples of that. But anyways, yeah, how to do a deep detox using fruit. If you guys haven't seen that video, it pretty much is the go-to video. I mean, it talks quickly about the lymphatic system and what it is and how it gets cleaned and what happens when it gets cleaned and how to clean it using fruit. You know, and then I have another one about herbs, and it gives you the basis of how to use the herbs. So, you know, I've got some of these that are called whiteboard videos, and there's like 5 of them, and they'll teach you the whole thing, really. And then the nuances are really where we can talk about all this. You bring your questions on the nuances of all this, and we'll get you through it, okay? Sonia, thanks for your answer, Mark. You bet. Okay, Sonia Shea. I'm suffering really bad from adrenal fatigue. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I know you said you don't really believe in CFS. However, I'm almost bedbound from this and don't know what to do. CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome. I mean, I believe in it. I think it's weak adrenals. You know, you have low neurotransmitters. You're not firing. You don't have the epinephrines and you know, the neurotransmitters to run the body. And you know, yeah, no, I believe that there are so many people that are chronically fatigued. Absolutely, absolutely. You might have misinterpreted me on that. You know, it's real for sure. So, you know, you want to get the glands rebalanced, especially adrenal glands, you know, and the thyroid. The thyroid controls sort of the metabolic rate of the body. You want to make sure that the pituitary sits in the middle of the brain and controls all the other glands. You can work on the adrenals and the thyroid, not get anywhere if your pituitary is blocked. And you got to get a picture of your eyes and look at that. Send it in to me. I'll take a quick look, let you know if your pituitary is blocked. And you want to clean the colon because the colon, especially the transverse colon, you have the part that comes across, like right under the ribs here, is directly linked to the head, and it can send toxins up into the brain and block that pituitary. I see this in a lot of eyes, especially older people, 30 and above. Toxic colon shooting channels called radii solaris up into the head, blocking the head and blocking the pituitary. So yeah, you want to detox the gut as well. So 4-way detox, I'll say it again. The 4-way detox is get the kidneys filtering, get the adrenals working because they sit on top of the kidneys, they control the kidneys. So kidney filtration, glands, go after the glands with the berries and the herbs, clean the GI tract, and then move the lymph. There's the fruits, move the lymph, and so does exercise, rebounding, things like that, and there are herbs to move the lymph as well, okay? So you will get rid of the chronic fatigue. Check your blood pressures, they'll give you the clue. The bottom number is your kidneys, the upper number is your adrenals. The adrenals are what you want to look at. You want to see those up towards 120, 120, okay? You want to see the bottom number, the kidney resting temperature, resting pressure at around 60, 65, between 60 and 70, okay? Get a hold of me if you need help. I can recommend some herbs and some things you can do to kick this, okay? Yeah, this leads to nothing good. When you have weak adrenals, okay, so let's say you're feeling this chronic fatigue, okay, which just means you're tired all the time, okay? That could be a sign. The adrenals do two major things. One is make the neurotransmitters that help you with your power and running the body, and also they make steroids. People go on this prednisone and these steroids. Your body makes them, the right kind, the holistic kind, the kind that you're supposed to have. So if your adrenals are down, you don't make these steroids, and they're anti-inflammatory steroids. They alkalize the body. They fight acids. So it could be a sign that you're loading up with acids. So you want to fix this, okay, Sonia? So it's nature sending you a nice message to to really get on this, okay? Not that being tired all the time is a nice message, but there's a lot worse messages you can be sent, okay? All right, so let me know. I'll help you, okay? All right, so Karen J. I wrote a few weeks ago about thinking I'm malabsorbed because I'm extremely thin. Yeah, probably. Malabsorption is that the gut, the small intestine, mostly is coated with mucoid plaque. It's a plaque from eating refined sugars and refined foods, and it's blocking absorption into the body. And also, when the GI tract gets inflamed, which a lot of us have inflamed, bowel walls from acidosis, right, from a stagnant lymph system, and eating acid-forming foods, the body protecting itself, we don't absorb nutrition. So yeah, okay, so you're thin, you're malabsorbed, probably. Additional info: after my gallbladder was removed, I was told I had pancreatitis. What specifically can I do for this? Any itis is inflammation. Your pancreas is inflamed. What causes inflammation? Acidosis. You have acidosis interstitially, which means between the cells in the pancreas. You gotta alkalize that pancreas. You have to detoxify that pancreas. All right. Specifically, get on a 4-way detox. Get on that first kit, Dr. Morse's first kit. It's going to do the 4-way detox I talked about. You can do the Fab 4, which is another detox similar. It's going to have kidney herbs. It's going to have glandular herbs, especially adrenals, and it's going to have some GI tract cleansers, stomach and bowel herbs, and it's going to have a lymphatic to move. Okay, get on high fruit. And then you can actually do some herbs that go after the pancreas as well, okay? And there's a pancreas formula that Dr. Morse has. So you want to get on this, okay? And yeah, you don't want to get too thin there, because as you detox, you can lose more weight before you start gaining again. So yeah, get on this now before you get too thin, okay? And then you'll be afraid to detox. I get a lot of people like that. I'm so thin, I don't want to lose any more weight. I don't want to just eat fruit. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to load up on grains? You're going to load up on acid foods so you can keep your weight? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, yeah, take care of this right away, Karen, okay? Karen, my kidneys are not filtering. I do not see undigested food in my stool. Thanks. Okay, so, yeah, when the pancreas is down, it doesn't, the pancreas, among a lot of things, it releases enzymes that help you digest your food. So if you look in your stools and see undigested food, you got a weak pancreas most likely. And also, the pancreas, of course, makes insulin for the so that the sugars can penetrate the cell walls. And then it also makes sodium bicarbonate to counter acids in the stomach. Okay, so when you eat proteins, like from meat, you know, you get hydrochloric acid, this nasty acid released into the stomach, and the pancreas will make sodium bicarbonate to counteract that. So you want to get that pancreas back online here, okay? Kidneys not filtering, get kidney filtration. I have videos on how to do that. Okay, so Karen J has work to do. We're here for you, Karen, okay? Keep checking in, you know, bring us your notes next week. And also, if you need me, I am you know, MarkJamesGordon.com, my email address, mark@MarkJamesGordon.com. I'm on Facebook. Hit me up. I'll help you out, okay? Janie, I asked up above about radiation, proctitis, radiation damage to colon due to doctor cancer treatment for a friend of mine. He also had chemo and other stuff due to prostate cancer. Yikes. I didn't see that. Did I skip over some people up top? I really apologize if I did. I didn't see that. Oh yeah, okay, I do see it now. Mark, do you have any experience healing radiation proctitis? My friend has chemo. Yeah, okay, so you're repeating what you said. Yeah. Okay, I don't really have specific knowledge of that particular kind of radiation, you know. Look, if you've had, if you've had radiation due to the so-called cancer and this treatment, it's not an excuse not to go after it with detoxification. You know, you want to hit it hard with detoxification. You know, you want to the lymphatic system will store the chemo acids. It will store the radiation particles, things like that. So you want to detox. You want to move lymph in these areas, and in my view, don't take no for an answer. In dealing with these kinds of things, I mean, there's only one answer: detoxification. It's the only answer. I mean, if you find a better way, let me know. I don't know. And the highest detoxification is done with the fruits, especially the astringent fruits and the herbs, that are specifically designed by nature to target certain areas, especially the kidneys, especially the adrenals, the glands, the GI tract, and moving lymph. So I mean, I don't think we need to be an expert in all these things. We just need to know how to move lymph, and we need to know how to detox the body. And this stuff just goes bye-bye unless it just did so much damage. I don't know. I just think that I'm with Dr. Morse. Every cell in the body can regenerate. Very few people are hopeless unless it's just they're completely overwhelmed. They've waited too long and they're just completely overrun and they just can't get the body cannot reverse it. But those cases are rare. So tell your friend about this form of natural health and detoxification. The thing is that people have got to, they've got to do their own work. So they've got to really believe this. That this is why I do this, is just to get you guys familiar with this and to make it part of your everyday thought pattern. That detoxification in natural, putting natural chemistry in the body is the highest of the high of the healing. Okay, and tell your friend about this. Okay, fruit detox. That's a great video. Thanks, S. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's I think it's my most popular. That and my Iridology introduction are the most powerful. Most popular. I had no idea how popular Iridology was going to be when I made that video, and it's amazing that people are just really gobbling this up. Incidentally, I got a real Iridology camera in last week. I've been playing with it. I haven't used it yet on clients, but I'm getting ready to. This thing is amazing, And I'm going to be releasing pictures of my eyes, and I am so surprised. You know, I did eye pictures a couple years ago, and not the best camera, so it's hard to compare really. But man, the amount of toxins that I have gotten out of my body is just phenomenal, especially in my GI tract. And I still have, you know, I was a candida sufferer, you know, and a lot of sulfur. So yeah, I'm dealing with that. And but man, I have done a lot of work. I had no idea, and I can't wait for you guys to see these pictures. You know, I think it's really going to give you a lot of hope and inspiration, really. And I can't believe it. I really can't. My eyes are taking on more of a golden color now. Before they were more of a darker brown, and especially around the pupil of the eye, they were really black. And now they're taking on a golden hue. It's really interesting. I don't, you know, a lot of people think they have brown eyes, they have blue eyes. You know, it's weird because on the outside of the eyes, it's kind of going gray as the lymph is moving, and they're kind of cleansing from the outside in. So I don't know. I might have like I don't know. I'm not going to say. My dad has blue eyes. My mom has brown eyes. I'm sorry, had brown eyes. But yeah. I don't know. The jury is out on this one. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep detoxing, of course. I mean, this is now my food. I can't go back. I've tried to go back. I can't, even for one veggie burger. So I'm stuck in this. So I guess I'm going to keep detoxing until whatever color my eyes are, they're going to be as soon as all this stuff clears out. But I want you to see these, okay? So, okay. Sonia, I probably did misunderstand you. Sorry, Mark. I don't know what you're referring to. I could go back, Sonia, but I'll just accept your apology, and we're going to move on here, okay? Your apology accepted, Sonia. Thank you. Heather Upson, I've been on several medications for hypothyroid, that is a low thyroid, and have interstitial cystitis, okay, so that's kidneys. I have tapered off on all medication except pain meds I've been on for years. Okay, so is this as a result of detoxification, of clearing out the thyroid and the kidneys, that you've been able to come off of these so much? Let us know. I've tapered down from 30 milligrams of OxyContin down to 10 milligrams, but do you have any recommendations on how to get completely off it? You know, I cannot recommend, this is the thing, you know, I can't even delve into their little field, okay? I can't recommend anything about medication. So if it was me, you know, I don't like these things. I don't want to be on them. There's too many complications. I mean, you know, just the insert, you know, on these medications has all these complications. When you add one more on top of that, they don't tell you that. They don't tell you. You've just exponentially multiplied the complications. So if it was me, I would just detoxify till I don't need any of these things. I really, really would myself. I don't take any medications. It's really hard to get me to take an aspirin or a you know, an ibuprofen. I just don't like them, and I don't want to be on them. And you know, to be honest with you, you know, when I was eating cooked food, I was getting a lot of migraines. You know, I just thought, oh, I'm one of these guys that gets migraines. But it was all the chemicals in the foods, and I was on a lot of ibuprofen. When I had my fibromyalgia, I was on a lot of ibuprofen. And you know, so yeah, I'm just glad to be off all that stuff. So detoxification is the answer. Putting the right food in your body, the right chemistry. You know, go after your weak spots. There are specific herbs for every weak spot in the body. You know, you just go on to Dr. Morse's site or my site. There's herbs for everything, really, and they're powerful. Okay, so call in the plant kingdom. They're here to serve you. They're super intelligent. There is an intelligence, I am convinced, inside of these plants that knows where to go. And a lot of these plants are adaptogenic. In other words, you know, let's say that you have a you know, a hyperactive adrenal gland, okay, or a hypo, it's underactive, you know. Something like astragalus knows, oh, I'm stimulating the adrenals too much, I'm going to back down, or I need to bring it up more. That particular herb knows it's adaptogenic, and there's a lot of adaptogenic herbs out there. Okay, so there is an intelligence in the plant kingdom. I know it sounds kooky, but I'm a firm believer of that just by experience. So anyways, good luck on that. And yeah, you're using isolated chemistry made in laboratories. It's all fake. It's not natural. And the natural world is so powerful, we don't need these people. We really don't. We don't need their narcissism. We don't need their elitism. We don't need their deliberate tactics on using us as cash cows and guinea pigs. I'm sorry. I'm going to get more, I've been kind of saying, well, I'm not going to get too vigilant on this channel. I'm going to keep it all sweet and lovely. But you know what? The more that I get into this, the more I realize that we're at war here. We're at war. There's forces unleashed on us that are not nice. And I'm going to get a little more vigilant, okay? And I'll still keep it good and positive, but I want to wake up people that might be sleeping a little bit on that still believe in Santa Claus. That the drug companies love us and want to help us, and that the food companies have our best interests in mind too. So okay, and all right. So Heather, I have such trouble sleeping at night. I've been taking passion flower and valerian because I won't sleep for days if I don't. I only sleep every other day, even with both herbs. Heather, yeah. Okay, so I'd like to see a picture of your eyes. That is the pineal gland. The pineal is right next to the pituitary. It's up in the center of the brain there. It makes your melatonin. It regulates the sleep. I just read that reminds me, I just read an article which is really great. It says people that check their phone late at night before they go to sleep have a hard time sleeping. What happens is, at least with my phone, there's kind of a bluish tone. Same off the television too, and off the computer. There's a bluish tone to it, which tricks your pineal gland into thinking it's still daytime. So it shuts down your melatonin production. All right. So if you want to sleep, I would say when the sun goes down, don't watch TV. Don't have any blue lights. Don't have your phone. Don't have your computer. Don't have the television on. Light some candles or something. Have low lights. Read by candlelight or something. Don't overstimulate. That day cycle. You want to clean out that pineal gland. Chances are, when the pineal gland, the pituitary's down, get me a picture of your eyes. This is a sign that you've got some glandular weakness. Okay. So yeah, the valerian and passion flower, they're just going to calm you down, but they're not going to fix it. You can rub magnesium oil on your feet too. That'll knock you out for at least 4 hours, and until you get that gland cleaned up there. Okay, there's a pineal glandular as well if you really need help. It's a desiccated pineal gland from either a cow or a pig. I know it's not vegan and all that, but yeah, some people have to go to that. But get a hold of it if you need some help on that. But you got to detoxify, and it's a sign that you've got toxins up in the head too, which you want to get rid of anyways. So good luck with that. Yeah, I know it's really not good when you're not sleeping. So anyways, blessings to you on that, and I wish you a speedy fix on that. Okay. I'm on Dr. Morse's herbs. My kidneys are filtering. Thank you so much for your time. You're so welcome, Heather. I've heard Dr. Morse say in all his 40 years plus of doing iridology, he has not seen many normal, healthy adrenals. True. Very, very true. It's just, we live in a toxic world. We're stressed out. Especially these kids. Number one, they're born with weak adrenals. We keep passing on weakness. The weakness gets weaker. And now these kids are drinking these Red Bulls and these rock stars and all this garbage, and they're just really spiking those adrenals. Diabetes is off the charts. They're just burning those adrenals out with this fake sugar and these fake chemicals. Really sad stuff. We need to teach kids about detoxification and how to naturally bring up those adrenal glands. Okay. And there are herbs that really help. There are adrenal glandulars. There is licorice root. There is astragalus. There is Siberian ginseng and things like that to really help prick those up. But yeah, adrenals are really our scourge. And if you have weak adrenals, you got weak kidneys because they sit on top and control them. And then you've got acidosis because adrenals make corticosteroids to fight acids. And then you've got a weakened energetics because they make neurotransmitters. Your nerve system can go down, your myelin sheaths can go down, causing, you know, MS, all kinds of things. So, yeah, everybody work on those adrenals. Okay? Wow, thank you so much for adrenal answers. Lots of info, Sonia. Yeah, sorry, I can't really get spewing on the adrenals because, man, I work with this every day, every single day. And, yeah, I mean, every health food store's got the Siberian ginseng and the licorice root. You know, Herb Farm, that great company. I think they only $12, $13 for a vial, you know, a tincture of the licorice root, and you can do that. Get a blood pressure checker, $50 on Amazon, and try to get those adrenals up towards 120, and you'll be good. Okay. Yeah, lots of unhealthy adrenals. Janie, thank you, Mark. I know you're busy with questions. Thank you for all you do for us. You bet, Janie. Jeannie, sorry. Yes, thank you. Detox and rebounder added. Yes, rebounder are great. But, you know, don't rebound too much unless you have kidney filtration, because you're just going to be throwing acids towards those kidneys, and they're not, if they don't filter, they're just going to be getting hit, and they could inflame even more and shut down even more. So get a little filtration going before you do too much rebounding or too much exercise. Exercise, as you know, creates acids. It creates lactic acid. So, yeah, we want to keep the acid production down. We want to keep the alkalizing food intake way up, and get that kidney filtration, and then you can rebound like heck and get that stuff going. Okay, we have been on high protein for weight control up until now. Yeah, high protein diets are really the scourge. That's what got me. High protein is highly acidic. It just really hurts the kidneys, shuts them down. You see all these weightlifters that are walking around with canes and just look like, man, they don't look too good, and they're probably just late 40s, you know. And you know, you gotta keep away from the protein, especially as you get older, you know. So yeah, you know, I'm pushing 60, and I don't particularly want to have a cane or a walker or anything like that. And so, anyways, love your assistant's views, and love Dr. Morse for all you both do for us to be well. You bet, Jeannie. You betcha. Sonia. Where's Sonia? Oh yeah, we got a lot of questions coming in. Sonia Shea, your assistance is so amazing, Mark. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. When you say to purchase the 4-way detox from Dr. Morse's website, is that the Fab 4 kit? Thanks for your help. Yeah, he's got a Fab 4 kit, which is a great starter detox. Combine that with high fruit, and you're doing great. And also, if you look at his kits for weeks 1 and 2, 3, and 4, he's got a 14-week protocol that if you're really seriously ill, it'll take you all the way through 14 weeks, and it's just a comprehensive detoxification. It's not cheap. It's a couple $1,000s, but there's people that really need this out there. Most of us don't need this at this point. So yeah, you can do the first like 4 weeks of the protocol and get everything kick-started, and you know, that'll usually get you your kidney filtration, and go to high fruit and let the magic happen. Okay, and yeah, so I sell Dr. Morse's herbs on my website as well. The same thing at the same price. But John Cornwall writes, the last 2 of 3 days I've taken niacin, did 20 minutes of exercise, and consumed a heaping tablespoon of activated charcoal with water. What are your thoughts of this form of detoxing? Okay, so let's break this down, John. For the last 2 to 3 days, I've taken niacin, so vitamin B3. Okay, I don't believe in niacin because I don't believe in isolated chemistry, as you know. There are herbs that can help you. What you're trying to do with the niacin is you're trying to dilate some of the blood vessels to get more circulation, and which is okay. But you can do that through, you know, through cayenne pepper, and I believe ginger does that as well. Dr. Morse has a cayenne garlic formula that has some things in there to help do that too. So the herbs can do that too. You don't need to have the isolated chemistry. Okay, a lot of these vitamins are manufactured in laboratories. They're all chemicals, and they're all, you know, the kind of like they're playing God here, and they're trying to mimic the chemistry in nature, but they never do. Okay, did 20 minutes of exercise. Okay, so you're trying to get things moving. You're trying to use the charcoal to absorb toxins. Okay, you know. True detoxification is really about the lymphatic system, okay? The charcoal is probably going to go into your GI tract and help you there, but for detoxification, you want to get into the sewer system, the lymph system. So that's what we focus on here. We focus on eating alkalizing foods that go in and hydrate and get that lymph system alkalized, get the acids out, get it moving, and get it cleaned, okay? Get it moving to the lymph nodes where it can be cleaned and also alkalized there. You know that you have bacteria in the lymph nodes that actually take the acids out of the lymph, and then it's sent to the kidneys where it's filtered and taken out of the body. So yeah, that form of detoxing, very, very low on the totem pole. Nothing compared to what we're doing. We're hitting it all. We're going deep. We're going deep down to the cellular level. We're getting in. We're doing, man, we're calling in the forces of nature in a big, big way. You know, this is the highest of the high, the most powerful. And if you don't believe me, get on these herbs and get on this fruit and watch what happens, especially if you're toxic. It can knock you down. You know, you can be down for the count as you move toxins out, depending on how toxic you are. So this is super powerful. Don't let it kid you. And you know, a lot of people think, oh God, what's a watermelon going to do? I'll eat some watermelon. I'll tell you right now. Eating a watermelon can kick your butt. All right. S, I agree. The herbs are so powerful. I'm still not able to take a lot of lymphatic tincture because it makes my lymph move so fast it comes out of my skin. I'm filtering, but still not fast enough. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you're moving lymph. Yeah, absolutely. This does happen. So if it wants to come out of the skin, that means your kidneys are not moving quick enough. You know, do some dry skin brushing, get into a sauna, get that skin to open up and get it out, you know. It's a good sign you're moving lymph, even if it's out through the skin. Okay, so work with that and keep working those kidneys, okay? And yeah, it'll take some pressure off of the skin and put it back on the kidneys, okay? That's great. Can running slow down filtration? Becky T, that's a great question. And in thinking about that, okay, so running, you know, the lymph system doesn't have a pump. The heart pumps the blood, but the lymph system doesn't have a pump. So, you know, we have to do that through muscle contraction. So, yeah, running will help move lymph, but running also creates lactic acid. Okay, so let's say that you don't have kidney filtration, right, or really slow filtration. You're running, you're creating lactic acid. And then you're moving lymph, those acids are sent to the kidneys where they can't get out. They're hitting the kidneys with acid in a big way. The kidneys are doing what? They're going to have an inflammatory response to those acids to protect themselves, and they're going to shut down even more. So yes, running can slow down filtration. We just back engineered that question. So Becky T, you just answered my question. Thanks. Yeah. Okay, that's how simple this is. I mean, you know, a lot of the answers are the same answer to previous questions. Once you get this, it's going to click in. You're going to go, oh my gosh, this is the easiest thing I've ever seen. This is such wonderful news. And the good news is it works. You know, that's what's wonderful about it. It does work. People have been brought back from the brink of Hellville to a Wellville they never even dreamed of. So, you know, that's the beauty of this. You know, all these hopeless cases that find their remedy through the simplicity and the power of nature, you know, and it really will put your faith back in the natural world is where it should be. You know, there is kind of a spiritual war going on, I do a lot of research into this. You know, I don't get too spiritual on this website, but there really is a spiritual war, and it's kind of between the material world and the spiritual world. In other words, the people that really take, you know, that believe in, you know, the forces of nature, the forces of God, if you will, all that. And the people that believe that science is the answer, that the guys in the white coats are the king, and that science eventually will overtake nature because man is smarter than nature and all that. So there's kind of a war going on, and it gets nasty. You know, it's not just a polite war. And there are some, you know, according to a lot of the ancient scriptures, there are dark forces that have gotten control and do not have our best interests in mind and are trying to lead us away from the natural world. And I am here to lead you back towards the natural world. And if you can experience this kind of power, you'll know. You will know, okay? And you will feel it. And yeah, I mean, it really is, you know, it really is a glorious thing when you really find remedy through simplicity. Okay. All right. So, okay. So Jeannie, yeah, good. Not too much exercise without filtration first. Thank you. Alkalize. Yes. Simple. Super simple. Okay. Heather, thank you for answering my questions. I would love further help and guidance through detox. Can you explain how to get in contact for further help with eyes and such? Yeah. MarkJamesGordon.com. And I have tons of information up there. You can go to the consultations page. There's a video on how to take a picture of your eyes the correct way with your iPhone or your Samsung, you know, a smartphone, things like that. So MarkJamesGordon.com. Mark, I've been taking Dr. Morse's bone and connective tissue formula and the superfood blend for my parathyroid for 1 month. Can I keep taking the bone and connective? So S, I'm assuming that you have a parathyroid weakness, okay? So the reason Dr. Morse's bone and connective tissue formula is his parathyroid formula because when the parathyroid is down, you don't utilize calcium. So you're taking in calcium through these fruits and through these vegetables and lots of it. And if your parathyroid is weak, it doesn't utilize it. So your bones start to weaken, osteoporosis, all that. Your fingernails get brittle, your skin gets saggy, you know, your hair feels limp and weak. You can get hemorrhoids, bowel prolapses, spider veins, varicose veins, all kinds of things. So the bone and connective tissue formula will help with the entire structure of the body. Okay, also helps with depression. Calcium levels is directly related to depression. That's why when women have babies, the babies suck the calcium out, they get postpartum depression, sometimes suicidal depression. They have so much calcium sucked out. Needless suffering, needless suffering. Can you keep taking the bone and connective? I would imagine so, yeah, until you get the results you need. I think you can keep taking that. You know, everybody's different. You know, for a definitive answer on that, I'd have to see you know, a full questionnaire in your eyes on that. But yeah, hopefully you're going in the right direction. You're finding your relief. You can also do a parathyroid glandular, things like that. Okay, hope that answers your question. I've seen some improvement in my varicose veins. So good, you're seeing some improvement. Wonderful. Barry, just get flux.com to eliminate blue light from computer automatically from dusk till dawn. Flux.com eliminates blue light from the computer. Interesting. I'm going to look into that. I don't know. That sounds great though. Yeah, this is really a problem. This blue light really messes with our pineal gland and melatonin. I'll look into that. Flux.com. Thank you. Sonia, that would be me, really sick with adrenal fatigue and have MS diagnosis. So yeah, I will try the kits. Awesome. Yeah, you probably have the nerve rings in the eye, you know, the round circular rings that go around the eye. It just shows your myelin sheaths are down, your nervous system is down because of weak adrenals. You got no neurotransmitters. So yeah, blessings to Sonia. And yeah, you know, the glands love the berries. Get your hands on as many berries as you can. And incidentally, grapes are berries too. So, yeah. So Barry's got the good info for us. Can't wait to see that flux.com. Yeah. Okay, Becky T, hold on. What can I say to people to help them understand I don't need protein? My answer is always, I don't need protein, but I really don't know how to explain why not. You don't need protein because fruits have amino acids, okay? Amino acids are what, let's say you eat a steak, right? The steak takes this complex protein and has to break it down into amino acids through a complex chemical process, okay? First it hits it with a bunch of hydrochloric acid in the stomach, you know, which causes a lot of people that eat meat have a lot of indigestion. And then the body has to, the pancreas has to hit it with a bunch of enzymes, got to go into the smell bowels and hit with a lot more enzymes and things. So it's just a complex process. Why not take the pre-digested protein? It's right there in the form of amino acids. You know, go tell a gorilla that he needs to eat a steak or he's not going to be big and strong. I mean, these are fearsome animals that are frutarians. You know, I get people saying, "Oh, they're not. They're up there, you know, in the mountain eating leaves and stuff." Yeah, true. They were chased from their natural habitat because people chop them up for money. You know, they're not supposed to be living high in the mountains like that. You know, they've been chased out of their territory. So, anyways, we're tropical species. So, anyways, we're designed to eat the fruit. So are they. Anyways, they grow up to be big and strong. They do eat fruit when it is available. So yeah, you don't need it, and I'm doing just great, and I don't eat any meat at all, and I eat very little veggies too, and I'm just doing great. And you know, look at that couple in their late 60s, early 70s that did 10,000 miles straight, 360 marathons on mostly fruit and raw veggies, salads. I mean, my God, you know. Yeah, look up them. They're on my website. I mean, they didn't eat a piece of meat or anything. They didn't need it. I don't know if they might have had a few nuts. I'm not really sure. But yeah, you don't need it. All right. Just say amino acids are proteins that are already broken down. They're all over fruit. Okay. John Cornwall, I'm on board. Thanks. Yeah, we have a convert. I should have a little bell I ring. Welcome, John. Good. Yeah, try out. Don't take my word for it. Try the fruit. Try the high fruit and watch the magic happen. Barry Kish, Jack Kruse, KRUSC.com. He is the Shiite. I'm not going to say what you said when it comes to the science of blue light. Currently a neurosurgeon for 25 years. Amazing. Thank you, Barry. Good. Good. That's what this forum's all about, is the sharing of information. I love it. Okay, S, I'm on my way back from Hellville. Right on. I've gone from being in bed all day, still there some days. Yeah, you know, it's one of these kinds of things. Hair falling out, skin falling off, cold all the time. Now I'm not getting off until I reach Wellville. Congratulations. Yeah, a lot of glandular issues. I don't know if you work with a detox coach. I'm here for it if you need me. You know, go after those glands. You know, and hair falling out. Yeah, get into that head region. You know, when you get acidosis up in the head, one of the symptoms is acidosis in the scalp, which causes hair loss. So that's a great giveaway that you got to clear out that head. And you know, getting acidosis in the head leads to cholesterol plaquing, leads to inflammation, leads to all these symptoms that they have a lot of fancy names for, like Parkinson's and MS and dementia and all these wonderful things, which is acidosis and inflammation, okay, which can shut down so many areas of the brain and cause so many strange things, twitches and just all kinds of things that are all the same thing. Just get rid of the inflammation and watch what happens. You go back into regeneration. Dr. Morse in that video talks about a guy that his parachute didn't open, he bounced in the water, hit the water, and the water is hard if you hit it with any speed. I did a 40-foot high dive over in Hawaii and off this rock, and I hit wrong, man. It really felt like I hit cement. I mean, I got the wind knocked out of me. But anyways, he hit hard, and I guess he was in a bad way, but he's regenerating. So yeah, you can regenerate. But get back to Wellville. Just stay on it, S. You're a fighter, and yeah, we're all here for you to encourage you. So yeah, take the good days and the bad days, and on the bad days, just say your blessings, treat yourself good, Don't try to force anything, you know. Light some candles, light some incense, put on your favorite music, read a book, get in the tub with some warm water. Just treat yourself like a king, you know, on the bad days, on the rough days. Those are the days when you're doing your heaviest healing. That's when the forces are coming in, the strongest. So welcome them in, you know, with open arms and let them heal you. And they're going to take your energy. They're going to sap your energy as they heal, but that's okay. All right, just treat them well, and they'll go and they'll come back another day and help you more. Okay, Jeannie. Oh, I thought I forgot a biggie health issue for him. Type 1 diabetes due to a serious car accident years ago. Would you still recommend serious fruit detoxing? This so-called type 1 diabetes is yeah, loves the fruit. You know, in fact, Marcy is type 1, and Dr. Morse constantly is saying that with the type 1 diabetics, once they stop doing the fruit and go back to the veggies, their blood sugars go back up. Go figure that. I mean, they get stable blood sugars on the fruit. And if you look at that glycemic load glycemic index from Harvard that I have posted on my website, talk about all the time, it shows you just how low in glycemic loading that fruit truly is, because it's metabolized so quickly by the body if you have good adrenals. So yeah, so yes, fruit is the answer. Okay. Yeah, it really is counterintuitive. It really truly is. And fruit, of course, is going to detoxify, and it's going to bring that pancreas back up, and it's going to regenerate that pancreas. So fruit is the answer. Okay. Monitor those blood sugars on the beginning, because you're going to get some wacky things happening as you transition, depending on the weakness of the glands, but they'll come around quick. Work with a counselor on that, okay? And monitor those blood sugars closely. All right. Okay, Sonia S. Good for you. Maybe good for you. Oh, S. Good for you. Yeah. Yeah. Good encouragement from Sonia S. Okay, that's exactly where I want to be, in Wellville. Absolutely. That's your birthright, you guys. Your birthright is all to be in Wellville, to live in the beauty and the glory and the garden without pain-free. And then when it's time to pass, we just pass silently in the night, you know, in a beautiful way. And I have the magic number for myself, 108. You know, I believe I'm going to live to be 108 years. You know, it's a magic number in the Hindu religion. 108, I believe, is our number. That's what I believe. Okay, so oh yeah, good for you, S. Yeah, we got it. Okay, Sonia, as you know, it's a journey, but so well worth it. I sing the praises of fruits and veggies all the time. Awesome. Yeah, you know, the more I do this, the more I praise the fruits, and the more I come off the veggies. But veggies are good. Yeah, you know, it's a slow process, you guys. It does take time. And I'm still working it. Yeah, I mean, I still I still come over to the other side a little bit, but yeah, if you can be 80% fruit, you're in such a high place. Not everybody can handle that, though. It's a lot of you know, moving out of toxins, and it's also moving out of you know, some emotional baggage too, which comes and goes still for me. And it's also about accessing a higher form of consciousness. I know that sounds really esoteric, but it's about having higher thoughts more in your day. You know, just being in a different place, and not wallowing in the mud so much, if you will. Not concerned about the gossip of celebrities and your neighbors and friends and all that. And not really so concerned about the political agendas and things like that, and just being more on the higher thoughts, more of the more thoughts on spirituality, and more thoughts on helping people. So it's kind of hard to take, you know, so much of that. It takes a little getting used to. Sonia, no, thank you. You're an encouragement to people like me. What a testimony! Awesome. That's so great about this forum. We're all helping each other. That's awesome. I started last May, Sonia. Did you just start? Okay, so you guys, yeah, just maybe trade your email addresses or Facebooks, so you guys can chat offline and help each other out. I see a lot of great encouragement here. Yeah, Heather's in on the encouragement too. S, you're inspiring a lot of people. This is wonderful. You may detox fast. It took me a while to start filtering. Yeah. Yes, just starting now. Okay, so we're going to wind down. We're coming into 1 hour and 15. I'm going to answer everybody though. Sorry I was off by just a number. Type 2 diabetes, same thing. Type 1 is more pancreatic, type 2 is more adrenals. So get those adrenals up, you know. That'll help with sugar metabolism, all right? But once again, the fruit is really helpful there. Watch your numbers very closely, especially in the beginning. And yeah, come on the fruit bandwagon. But be very, very careful, work with the counselor. Okay. Yeah, once I started filtering, things started to happen. Yeah, that's the thing. Kidney filtration, #1 goal. Detox does not really happen until you get filtration. Okay. You can spend thousands of dollars on herbs and all this, but it's just not going to get anywhere unless you got filtration. So hit me up if you're having trouble filtering. You know, these 1 or 2 day dry fasts are really kicking in a lot of people. The castor oil packs on the kidneys are really helping. I've got this information on my website. Okay, and I have, of course, my kidney filtration videos. Sonia, this is all new to me, but with people like you to encourage the rest of us, it makes going a little easier. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, and thanks to the forum. We're all here for you. Sonia, add me on Facebook, Ashley Torres. Okay, all right. All right, very good. From Becky T from Arizona. Okay, so we're gonna call it a night at 1 hour and 16. We had about between 25 and 30 people watching tonight, on and off, which is fantastic. Thank you so much, you guys. And yeah, tons of videos on my website, tons of videos from Dr. Morse. We're just, you know, we made it our mission to really get this out to the people. All my videos, you guys, spread them everywhere. They're all public domain. They're all free. Get them out to anybody. I don't really care. I just want the information out. Make it open source to everyone. It's about time that man got this information and got back to the food he's supposed to be taking in, and stop this nonsense. You know, this nonsense that's being pushed on us, and the fake food and the fake chemicals that are being pushed on us. And it is our birthright to live in the garden and to live in Wellville. So anyways, blessings to everybody of great health, and we'll see you here next week with Steve Factor, the pure energy chef. So I'm excited, and it's going to be a great show. Okay, have a great one, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.